Long ago, in the mighty Persian Empire, there lived a young woman whose courage changed the course of history. Her name was Esther. Esther was a beautiful, humble Jewish girl being raised by her cousin Mordecai after her parents had died. She lived quietly in the city of Susa, far from her people's homeland. But God was about to write a story through her life that no one could have imagined. One day, King Xerxes, the ruler of Persia, decided to hold a great search for a new queen. He wanted the most beautiful woman in the kingdom brought to his palace so he could choose one to be his queen. Among those chosen was Esther. She didn't come from wealth or power, but there was something different about her: kindness, grace, and a quiet strength. When the king saw Esther, he was pleased. More than anyone else, she won his favor. And just like that, the young Jewish girl became Queen of Persia. But no one in the palace knew she was Jewish. Mordecai had told her to keep it secret, and she obeyed. Now there was a powerful man in the kingdom named Haman, second in command to the king. Everyone bowed before him. Everyone except Mordecai. Mordecai refused to bow because he would only bow to God. This filled Haman with rage. He decided not only to punish Mordecai, but to destroy all the Jewish people throughout Persia. So Haman went to the king and said, "There are people who don't follow your laws. It would be best to get rid of them." The king, not realizing who these people were, agreed. A decree went out. All Jews in the empire were to be killed. When Mordecai heard this, he was heartbroken. He sent a message to Queen Esther, begging her to go before the king and plead for her people. But Esther was afraid. No one could approach the king without being invited. Even the queen. Anyone who did could be put to death, unless the king extended his golden scepter. Then Mordecai sent back a message that changed everything. "Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Esther gathered her courage. She told Mordecai, "Go, gather all the Jews, fast and pray for me. I will go to the king, and if I perish, I perish." 3 days later, Esther put on her royal robes and entered the king's throne room. Every eye watched in silence. Would he be angry? Would she die? But the king smiled and held out his golden scepter. "Queen Esther," he said kindly, "what is it you desire? Even up to half my kingdom, it shall be yours." Esther didn't ask right away. Instead, she invited the king and Haman to a special banquet, and then another one. At the second banquet, Esther finally spoke. With courage in her voice, she said, "My king, my life and the lives of my people are in danger. A man has plotted to destroy us all." The king, shocked, asked, "Who would dare do such a thing?" Esther turned to Haman and said, "This evil man is our enemy." The king ordered that Haman be punished, and his evil plan was stopped. The Jewish people were saved, and Mordecai was given honor in the king's palace. A new decree allowed the Jews to defend themselves, and they triumphed over their enemies. To this day, the Jewish people celebrate this great rescue in the festival of Purim, remembering Esther's bravery and God's faithfulness. Esther's story reminds us that courage is not the absence of fear. It's choosing to do what's right, even when you're afraid. For such a time as this. Esther 4:14. And that is the story of Queen Esther, the woman whose courage saved a nation. Subscribe for more inspiring Bible stories that bring faith to life.